Meowdy everyone, we're back again to talk housing. Obviously some big changes have happened to housing, the biggest being that it's no longer quite as time sensitive. But there is some nuance that could easily be missed, so let's go over the details for the state of housing here at patch 6.1. First up is method of purchase, aka outright buying versus lottery. At patch 6.1, everything, both in Empyrean and outside, is going to be by lottery. There is mention of a first come, first serve option, but that's like more of an asterisk they are keeping available should low population worlds not need lottery, or if perchance housing demand just happens to be less crazy. So, who can enter the lottery? There are now lot restrictions. The first 18 wards are for FCs only, and the latter 6 are for private buyers. And this will apply to old housing moving forward as well, so anything that frees up from demos and relocations will also have this apply to it. Okay, so let's talk player requirements now. For private buyers, it's pretty simple. You have to be level 50 and be second lieutenant or above in a grand company. For FCs, there's a few more restrictions to limit people who would start a low-man FC to try and game the housing system. Your FC must be rank 6 or above, have 4 or more people, the player must be authorized by your FC to purchase and relinquish land, and the purchasing player must have been a member of the FC for at least 30 days. One thing to note, however, when buying FC land, the Grand Company rank requirement no longer applies. Also keep in mind that it's 1 entry per person, so anyone going for a private lot cannot also enter on behalf of your FC. Figure out who in your FC is going to enter for your FC. Also, as per usual, make sure you have the full purchase price worth of gil on your character themselves. Okay, so you meet the requirements, you have the gil, how do you enter the lottery? First and foremost, decide which specific plot you want. Ward doesn't matter for now, decide on the specific plot instead. You have time, so wander the ward to decide which plot is the right size and has the amenities you want closest to it and has just the right view. You know, all that fun stuff, the actual enjoyable part of house hunting. Talk it over with your FC to determine what you want as an FC. Maybe make a fun day of it running around the wards together to house hunt. Also, while browsing, go ahead and click on the placard and check out the accepting entries until time. This is very important if you're wanting to maximize your chances. Next, wait. The placard shows how many entries there are, so if you want to maximize your chances, then wait until about an hour before the entry period of the lottery is over, and start hopping between the wards and clicking the placards to see which of your desired plot has the fewest entries. The one with the fewest entries? That's the one you enter. Remember, you can only enter once. We want to maximize your chances on that one entry. So, once you determine the one, go to that placard and click Enter Lottery. The full cost of the plot will be taken as a deposit, and then it's just a matter of waiting. If your FC has lots of folks going for housing, it might be fun to all hang out in Discord while waiting for the results. Chat, do silly G poses, you know, the usual stuff to pass the time. Once the results period is started, you can see if you've won either directly at the placard or probably also via the housing tab. If you won, you must confirm the purchase at the house's placard, and if you're relocating, you'll get 15% of the cost of your old place back. From there, go buy your housing permit from either the market board or the housing menu and build your house. Don't happen to have the money to buy the permit? You have 45 days to scrape it together either yourself or by asking friends. Make sure you buy the permit and build the house. Otherwise, the plot goes back into the pool for someone else to buy. If you lose the lottery, no worries, you get all your money back. But you do have to go to the placard of the house you didn't win and accept the refund within 90 days. So, let's go over the main strats and things to keep in mind. First, make sure you meet the minimum requirements to buy a house, and if you're going for an FC house, that your FC qualifies too. Also, talk with your FC to find out who's going for a private house because they can't enter on behalf of your FC. Next, make sure you have the cost of the plot on your character and the cost of the permit available. Every person entering on behalf of their FC also has to put down the full plot cost as deposit, determine where that money is coming from, and who you trust enough to manage it. Next, determine the plot you want, and maybe write down the directions to get there. After that, set an alarm for about an hour before the lottery entry period will end. Don't trust your squishy mortal brain to remember that. In that last hour period, visit the plot in each ward to see which has the fewest entrants. If you're a private buyer or the only one in your FC putting in a bid on an FC house, go with the one with the fewest current entrants. If you have multiple people in your FC, discuss ahead of time whether you all want to enter on the same single house or if you want to spread out those entries across multiple wards. All-in-one would theoretically bump your chances on that one plot, but if another FC comes to stuff the ballot box at the last second, your FC's chances will be lowered. Spreading your FC's entries across several plots can give you some protection from this. You could also have one FC member try for a large, one for medium, and the rest on smalls in order to best make use of your money. Do keep in mind though, that if your FC enters at multiple lots, you can only claim one. So if your FC wins more than one, you'll lose 50% of the money you put down on the ones you don't claim. Honestly, 1.5 million as you lose on a small isn't really that much, so having a few members enter on smalls with one entry on a large is a pretty safe strategy if your FC doesn't have any house at all. There's no benefit to relocation now, but it's better to have a small house than no house at all. And again, whether you win or lose, make sure you head over to the placard you entered at to either claim your plot or get your refund. If you don't win, don't be too discouraged. All the houses that are freed up from relocations or potentially unclaimed lottery winnings will go up in the next lottery cycle, where you'll have another 5-ish days to see what's available and try again. Good luck everyone! May the housing odds be ever in your favor!